Squad and hut. Right. Forward arm. Right face. Fire positions. Move. Ready. Aim. Fire. Reload. Aim. Fire. Reload. Aim. Fire. Squad and hut. Lay off face. Present. Arm. Water, arms.
behalf of the President of the United States, the United States Marine Corps, this is this flag, a symbol of appreciation for your grandfather's honored service.
Forward, arms. Listen up. Layout, face. Forward, heart.
Before I begin, I would like to thank all of you here on behalf of our family for your efforts, large and small, to be here today to help us honor our father's passing. Today, we want to think of the legacy he left us. A curiosity about life, hunger for knowledge, a passion for the outdoors, an example of life whose riches owe little to money, and a sense that anything is possible if you work hard. When Daddy passed, he had many of us around him, each filled with profound gratitude for the time we had with him. He was stubbornly independent and lived on his own terms. In a way, he died on his own terms as well. As he told us on many occasions, in the words of Maman, everything that happens, happens as it should. He lived his life with deep resilience, strong will, playfulness, and a good sense of humor. We were all in awe of him. I think we thought that he just might live forever, and he does. His influence and example lives on through each of us. He was someone we loved, admired, and from whom we received inspiration, wisdom, and humor. He told us on numerous occasions to never lose our sense of humor, and he never did. Even in his last days in the hospital, he kept up his sense of humor by asking a pretty young nurse that walked into his room if she thought 87 years was too big of a difference. As children, he raised us with an iron fist, but was also the most fun-loving, exciting father anyone could imagine. We grew up taking rain rides, watching the sunrise in the airplane, camping out on the beach, making bacon and egg breakfast cooked in the woods, playing the spider and the fly, and on and on and on. We were taught by example that there was nothing we couldn't accomplish if we set our minds to it. His love of flying, music, reading, and nature were just a few of the gifts that he passed on to all of us, all of our lives. This was his way of teaching us so many life lessons that helped shape our intellectual and moral health and growth. We are who we are today, at least in part because of him. He is present in our sense of humor, our strength despite adversity, and our determination to never quit. It is truly a remarkable experience losing someone you spent all your life with. It is hard to describe our world without him in it. We were fortunate to have had him with us for 88 years and will miss him dearly. Daddy was larger than life, not only to us, but to everyone who met him. He had a profound impact on the lives we live today and on the persons we've become. There are no doubt thousands of people, both young and old, who hold their fathers to be men among men. But we have had the honor and extraordinary experience of having so many others agree. Daddy, we will see you in the eyes of each other and in all those that loved you. We will hear you in the stories that have been told and retold, and you will remain in our hearts for eternity. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
This was a poem that was on Granddad's fridge for a long time that my mother dubbed the Ode to GD, and I think that's appropriate. It's called High Flight. Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter's silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed, enjoying the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not yet dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting winds along and slung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up the long, delirious burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, where never lark or even eagle flew. And while with silent lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
You know, I think when I think about my dad, I think one thing I can say that we'd all agree with is that while he was many, many things, one thing that I think a word I would not have chosen was to say my dad was a religious man. To say that, though, doesn't take into account the spiritual side, which there could be no doubt of whatsoever. All of us have an innate spirituality that he's very largely responsible for. I'd like to share a little prayer with you all in honor of that side of my dad. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, or the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Don't call me Shirley.
I'll promise I will not call you Shirley. So, really, everyone, that's kind of the end of the formality at this point. And at this point, we can have fellowship amongst ourselves. As you all know, we're having a gathering following this over at the Homewood Suites. We'd certainly be honored for you all to join us. How much honor can we pay to this man? Not nearly enough. He was, I told him many times, he was a tough act to follow. You have no idea. Yeah, you probably all do, actually. I love him dearly, and he'll always be with me.
There's a man going round taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder reaching down when the man comes around. Hear the trumpets, hear the pipers, 100 million angels singing. Multitudes are marching to the big kettle drum. Voices calling, voices crying. Some are born and some are dying. It's Alpha and Omega's kingdom come. And the whirlwind is in the thorn tree. It's hard for thee to kick against the pricks. In measured 100-weight and penny pound, when the man comes around.